Hey guys, it's me, Miss Norris, and today I have a fun back to school read aloud for you of the story How the Crayons Saved the School. The story How the Crayons Saved the School was written in 2021 by Monica Sweeney and was illustrated by Wendy Leach, and it tells the story of how color and excitement saved a school. If you're ready to hear the story, I'm ready to share it with you. Here we go. How the Crayons Saved the School. That beautiful rainbow on the title page. High up on a hill sat a little schoolhouse. It was filled with lots of children, but something wasn't right. No one played at recess, and classes were no fun. So there's a little school on the hill. But can you imagine no one playing at recess and no one having fun at school? That seems crazy. Then, one dull day, as boring as can be, a storm came creeping in. There was a great big rumble, and the clouds went boom, boom, boom. The rain came through, and the sky went sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. So a big storm with big gray clouds came to the little school, and then it sprinkled. When the grayest, grumpiest clouds rolled in, something strange happened. Everything turned gray. So you can see this student is starting to turn gray. His book is turning gray. This little girl is turning gray, and her desk outside is turning gray. What would you do? This is just so boring. This is just so dull. They roamed through the gray hallways and rambled across the gray lawn. So at story time, books with 0 colors, boring, dull. The hallways, boring, dull. Even the lawn, boring and dull. But I notice that there's a little box of crayons and they seem alarmed. That means surprised or nervous about something, worried. Splash! One foot hit a puddle. Splash! Another foot hit the puddle. A glint of color shimmered across the pool of water, ripple by ripple. It must be a rainbow! The children looked around, but there was no rainbow to be found. So the puddle showed the reflection, a little glimmer of the crayons, and they're arranged like a rainbow. But when the kids looked for the rainbow, they couldn't find a rainbow. The children looked up at the playground and saw crayons of every color. The green guy says, "This tree is weird." The blue guy says, "Uh-oh, we're on top of the world." The orange and yellow say, "Let's stick together." This guy down here says, "Boy, is it chilly." And the purple says, "Hey, what's the deal? Why is everything so gray?" So the kids look up and all of the crayons are taking over the playground, but the crayons are noticing that something's weird and it's not right. And finally, purple says, "Hey, why is everything so gray?" "Something is wrong. All the colors are gone," one student explained. "We are bored with a capital B," said another. Green says, "Think of all the forests. Something must be done." And the sun sets. "We know what to do." purple says, "Let's make a rainbow." And the blue and the darker blue crayons say, "Woo, hooray!" So the kids all know that it's boring, but the crayons seem to have a plan. Excuse me. They're going to make a rainbow. So the crayons climbed their way down, and then they hatched a plan. Everyone had to draw their favorite things to bring back color. So the crayons say, "Hey, we can't just do this drawing by ourselves. You guys need to help. What are things that you love that are colorful? What's something that you love that's colorful? What would you draw if you needed to bring back the color?" The children all ran back to their desks. They drew pretty flowers. They made the biggest castles and illustrated their favorite toys. So they used some red to make flowers and some blue castles and some green rocket ships. But do you think that's enough? But something wasn't right. "It's not working!" cried Red. "What would make this school your favorite place to be again?" asked Violet. "Oh, I've been calling this crayon purple. This is violet, which is the shade of purple." But Violet says, "What would make this school better?" And the kids say, "We love it when we play together," said one of the students. "And when we learn something new," said another. So they have to think about the things that they love about their school. And playing together and learning together are definitely fun things to do. "We have to work together and make it big," said Yellow. They plastered all the hallways with artwork and big ideas. They scribbled inside the lines and outside of the lines and everywhere in between. They started making big art, murals, big pictures to post outside of their classrooms and in the hallways. And they colored inside and outside and in every place you could imagine. That would be so fun. The kids and the 7 special crayons drew with colors bold and bright. They made great big murals using each and every brick. They sketched a rainforest in the science wing and oceans down the hall. They drew cities in their classrooms and food on the old white walls. So they started muraling. They made fruits and vegetables, and rainforests and oceans and cities. Bit by bit, flower by flower, brick by brick, book by book, something wonderful happened. Colors of every shade began to cover every surface across the school. So all of that gray that came at the beginning with the storm is now being transformed back into color, little by little. And the school is becoming more fun. The sun came out and rainbows filled the sky. The school glowed with happiness and was filled with laughter again. "Look at our amazing school! We did it! It's better when we work together." So colorful. So the color came back. The children were excited, and they knew that it was because they worked together, and the crayons were proud about how colorful it was. The end. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed the story, How the Crayons Saved the School, please hit that thumbs up button at the bottom of the page. If you're already a subscriber, thank you so much for your support. It really means a lot to me. If you're not a subscriber yet, click that subscribe button down at the bottom of the page. And don't forget to click the bell so that you're notified when there's new content. I hope to see you all again real soon. And remember, keep your world colorful and bright. Bye-bye.